7 Sports TV here. All right, guys, the talk of the town is Gennady Triple G Golovkin and Chocolatito being on the ESPN Top 25 list. ESPN did a list a few days ago about top 25 pound for pound fighters of the last 25 years. Okay, and it's an interesting list. The list that I have here, I know about I saw the titles of everybody's videos that I'm subscribed to. I did not watch any of them because I wanted to do my own video and I didn't want to be influenced by anyone because that can happen watching other people's stuff before you do your own video. But I want to say the list that I have, it's not from ESPN's website. This is a list that someone took from the website, I guess. But what I have here is this: Mayweather at number one, Floyd Mayweather. Number two, Manny Pacquiao. Number three, Bernard Hopkins. Number four, Roy Jones Jr. Number five, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Number six, Oscar De La Hoya. Number seven, Evander Holyfield. Number eight, Pernell Whitaker. Number nine, Juan Manuel Marquez. 10, Ricardo Lopez. 11, Felix Trinidad. 12, Lennox Lewis. 13, Marco Antonio Barrera. 14, Joe Joe Cos not Joe Cos. What the fuck is wrong with me? Joe Calzaghe. Number 15, Shane Mosley. Number 16, James Toney. 17, Andre Ward. 18, Erik Morales. 19, Wladimir Klitschko. 20, Roman Gonzalez. 21, Miguel Cotto. 22, Prince Naseem Hamed. 23, Ronald Winky Wright. 24, Gennady Golovkin. 25, Terrible Terry Norris. Um, okay, I disagree with this list. I'll tell you the people that I would take off. Okay, uh, first I'm gonna start off with Gennady Golovkin. Golovkin, we all know, is a tremendous fighter. He's doing great things right now, but right now he does not have the resume, and there is no justification for ESPN to put this man on a list of top 25 greatest fighters in the last 25 years when he hasn't had the opportunity to prove that he is among those guys. Gennady Golovkin so far has beaten no one of high value. All the big names of his era have ducked him and avoided him. That's not his fault. However, it's the same reason why Charlie Burley is not in anybody's top 5 or top 10. Okay, those greatest fighters of all time. Because Charlie Burley was ducked, he was a highly skilled fighter, but because he was ducked, he never got a chance to get certain names on his resume. So therefore, he is penalized by that. It's a sad thing, but it is what it is. Golovkin has a great skill set, but how does that skill set look up against a Canelo Alvarez? How does that skill set look up against a Sergio Martinez? How does that skill set look up against a Peter Quillen? How does that skill set hold up against a Miguel Cotto or Danny Jacobs? All right, we can all say we think Golovkin will beat those guys, but at the end of the day, those names have to be on his resume for him to get the credit. And it looks like ESPN is trying to give him the credit because those guys aren't fighting him. They're trying to make sure he gets remembered in history as one of the greatest fighters of all time, and I don't think that's fair. Golovkin has to work like everyone else for his respect. You cannot jump this man up a list above people. How the hell is he above Terrible Terry Norris, a guy who was ranked by legitimate boxing writers as most people say he is the best 154-pound fighter in the history of the sport. Most people say that. Okay, some people say he's top 3. But how can you justify putting Golovkin over Terry Norris? And Golovkin doesn't have any of those type of wins on his resume. I'm gonna look at Golovkin's box rec here and just name off some guys. Okay, and you tell me if this is top 25 resume. Golovkin has beaten Kasim Uma. Okay, Kasim Uma. All right. He beat Gabriel Rosado. He beat Ashita. He beat Matthew Macklin. He beat Curtis Stevens, Samanu Adama, Daniel Gill, Marco Antonio Rubio, Martin Murray, Willie Monroe Jr., and David Lemieux. Okay, David Lemieux that was a solid fight. That was a good fight. All right, but is this the resume? That's who he's beaten, guys. I'm not making this up. I mean, look at it for yourself. Is that the resume of a guy who should be even talked about at all in any all-time, any era, he shouldn't be brought up in any conversation for that until he gets the job done. Okay, that's just fair talk here. That's real talk. So let's talk about who I think Golovkin should be replaced with on that list. If we're talking about the top pound for pound fighters of the last 25 years, I think we put Carl Froch above Gennady Golovkin. Carl Froch should be on that list. Okay. Now, Carl Froch has beaten George Groves. Okay. Let me tell you who he's fought, and then I'll tell you who he's beaten. Carl Froch has fought George Groves twice. He's fought Mikkel Kessler, okay, twice. He's fought Lucien Bute. He's fought Andre Ward. He fought Yusuf Mack. He fought Glenn Johnson, all right? He fought Andre Durrell. He fought Arthur Abraham. He fought Jermaine Taylor. He fought Jean Pascal. You understand? Now let's tell you who he beat and who he lost to. Carl Froch beat, all right, Jean Pascal. He beat Jermaine Taylor. He beat Andre Durrell. He beat Mikkel Kessler and lost to Mikkel Kessler. Okay? He beat Arthur Abraham. He beat Glenn Johnson. He lost to Andre Ward. He beat Lucien Bute. He beat Yusuf Mack. He beat George Groves twice. So that resume right there shits all over Gennady Golovkin's resume for what he's doing in his weight class. All right, this is not even a debate. This is not even refutable. The only way someone could try to refute that and say that Carl Froch doesn't have a better resume than Gennady Golovkin would be a complete fanboy. Someone who is completely biased for Gennady Golovkin. Because this makes absolutely no sense. Comparing Golovkin to Carl Froch resume-wise is like comparing, me telling you that Zab Judah, or no, it's not even. I can't even use Zab Judah shit. You know what I mean? Zab Judah got a decent resume. It would be like me telling you that. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Not even gonna do it. I don't want to sound disrespectful. It is what it is, man. ESPN is cutting corners here, all right? And I've seen the NBA do this before. People are in such a rush to replace the last king. They're in such a rush to say, hey, I got it right. I predicted this guy was going to be the man. And they're in such a rush to do that. I remember when the NBA tried to put Grant Hill as one of the 50 greatest NBA players of all time, and I think it was Grant Hill's second year or some shit, right, in the NBA. And they tried to rank him as one of the 50 greatest players of all time, based off a projection of what they thought he was going to accomplish. But that's not fair. You have to let the man earn it. You can't just give it to somebody. He has to earn it. All right? And that's all this is. People who want to be remembered as, hey, I was the first one. I called it. So Golovkin might be, eventually might be one of the top 25 fighters of this era, over the last 25 years or whatever. He might be. I'm sure he will be, as a matter of fact. But as of right now, you cannot put him on this list. You cannot do that. It's too disrespectful to the fighters who went out there, guts and glory, and built their resumes and accomplished so much, to put Golovkin ahead of these guys with absolutely no one on his resume. No one on his resume. That is so disrespectful and so ridiculous. All right? And you guys know I'm telling the truth. And then they got Chocolatito on there. Okay, fine. You want to say he's moving up the weight class is fine. But, where was ESPN talking about Chocolatito? All right? Because the first time I heard about Chocolatito was last year. All right? The first time most of y'all heard about Chocolatito was last year. And I still haven't seen one person do a video. Well, I haven't seen. Not saying it hasn't happened. I haven't seen one person do a thorough video telling us about Chocolatito, what he's accomplished, and who he's beaten. The people I've seen try to attempt to do it were fronting because they didn't even know the names of the guys he's fighting. They was like stumbling over the names and shit. So it's like, come on, man. This is all about HBO. HBO has a deal with ESPN right now. I don't know if anybody knows it. HBO and ESPN are working together. Okay, so what this is they're playing politics here. Chocolatito could very well go out there and lose, his next 5 fucking fights in a row, And then what happens? Is he off the list all of a sudden magically? What happens if Golovkin steps up and faces some of these other fighters that are avoiding him? Or what if he steps up and faces some of the fighters that's been calling him out that he hasn't responded to, right? And he loses those fights. Then what happens? Is he still on the list or does he get taken off? he shouldn't be on the list. Period. Okay. I mean, come on, man. Winky Wright, everything this man's done in his career, and he's right above Golovkin. Like, really? Terry Norris, all the wars he went through, the beating Sugar Ray Leonard, and fighting all these other guys, and Golovkin's ahead of him. Miguel Cotto, all the challenges and things that he done in his career, moving through different weight classes. Golovkin is right around the area of him. You know, Klitschko. Why the fuck is Klitschko number 19? The man, yes, he's a boring motherfucker, but the man dominated the heavyweight division for 10 fucking years straight, and his style will translate into any division. That's what pound for pound is all about. The man, his style will translate to any division. And I think Klitschko, even if he was a fucking welterweight with that style, if he was a light heavyweight with that style, if he was whatever, I think Klitschko deserves to be higher up on this list. Okay? In my opinion. But it is what it is, guys. You guys let me know what you think, man. Other than that, it's a good list. I don't know about, where each guy particularly ranks, but, it's a good list. It's just, I don't agree with Chocolatito, Roman Gonzalez, and Gennady Golovkin being on this list. It's not fair. And if anybody disagrees, please explain to me why Gennady Golovkin has a better resume than Carl Froch. Please tell me. I mean, and you can't say because Golovkin has more skills than Carl Froch. We don't know that. We don't know that Golovkin has more skills than Carl Froch because Golovkin hasn't fought the people that Carl Froch fought. Golovkin hasn't fought the level of competition in his own division the way Carl Froch was fighting. The people Carl Froch were fighting were top guys in his division. All right, George Groves was a top guy. Mikael Kessler was the man, who took over for Calzaghe. All right, Lucien Bute was the man at one point in time. Andre Ward is the man. Glenn Johnson is a beast. Road Warrior. Arthur Abraham, beast. Andre Durrell, highly skilled. Jermaine Taylor, Gene Pascal. Need I say more? Like, how does Golovkin have a better resume than Carl Froch? I would love to hear this broken down from a real boxing fan perspective and not from some fanboy shit. I just would really like to hear this and how this all breaks down. So anybody want to get back to me, let me know. 78 Sports TV, I'll holler.